It's a poison. That doesn't help the stress level. No, don't do it. Get a grip. This stupid video I just showed you. I almost stroked out and died over it. You're watching a different show. You donkey. You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship. Don't do this to me, Harry. The Ohio State. It's Ohio State. What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. I swear to God, man. Being a Notre Dame fan is... You're living and dying every single minute of every... It just feels like you're living and dying every single minute of every single game. It is just... Does anybody have fun during this? Like, I'm honestly asking. Dr. John says, why don't I feel happier? Does anybody have fun watching this? Or is it pure anxiety and stress just forever, like it is for me? It's not, there's never been a time, you guys, where it's like, wow, watching Notre Dame is relaxing and fun. It's just not fun. I love it. I'm addicted to it. I need it every fall to exist. But it is not fun. It is not relaxing. And I'm telling you, this team, I don't know what to make of it. And we're going to give it to the phone calls. We're going to see what you guys think. And here's the other thing, too, by the way. Callers, we're coming right to you. We got a big bank. Get to your calls. Get to your points. Let's go. Here's, listen, you got the win. You saved your season. You saved your playoff hopes. You're going to get into the bye. Now, who knows what you're going to have with all these injuries and whatever else you're going to have, all this stuff. You did what you needed to do to save the year. You did what you needed to do to save the year. But I got to tell you, man, this offense it's a problem. It's nowhere near good enough to beat. There's two different things here. This is what I'm going to say, and then we'll give it to the callers. I'm going to do the super chats. We'll go to the calls. There's two different things. One is surviving this moment so your season didn't end today, and you did that. And you got to congratulate the guys for doing it. Okay. Good job. That's awesome. Bigger picture, this offense it is 7,000 miles from where a real big boy offense is that can really threaten in the playoff. You can't even see that from where we're operating from. So we got a couple things in play here. Number one is you saved your season, but that offense has got to somehow get way, way better, way more efficient, and get a bunch of new linemen, or you're not winning nothing this year. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. You saved the season. But the way this offense runs, you're not making no moves in the playoff. Are you outside your mind? You have real problems. I'm sorry. The longer the game went on, the worse the offense got. It is the opposite of what real teams do. You literally got worse the longer you played this game. I'm sorry, man. There's a lot to be worried about, and I'm worried about a lot. But for today and through this bye, you got what you needed, but you need to reevaluate a lot of things. And I don't know if there's anything you could do about that O-line situation or not. Maybe it just is what it is, and there's nothing you could do about that, and it ruins whatever you want to do. Jay Carr, 60 total yards in the second and third quarter. Listen, good job. Bob, sorry, got to check out of here. Way too much negative. Bob, I just tell the truth. If you don't want the truth, go somewhere else. It's fine. Go somewhere else. I'm telling you the truth. You don't have to like the truth. You may not be in the mood to hear the truth, but don't get mad at me that I'm telling you the truth. Great job today. You saved the season, but that offense is 80 miles away from what a real offense looks like that can compete in the playoff. Sorry. You don't have to like it, Bob. The O-line's young, John. Well, that's fine. My hairline's not. I need you to block people. Like, I'm sorry. I just do. We have all bye week to talk truth, and I will do so. But I'm not just going to come on here and throw a parade and not admit that there's problems, Bob. I'm not doing it, Bobby. I'm telling you the truth. There's good stuff and there's bad stuff, Bob. Good, you saved the season. Bad, your offense is nowhere near anywhere where it needs to be to compete for anything you care about this year. There's the truth, Bobby. There's the truth, Bobby. Good job saving the season, but the offense is not good. That's the truth. You're getting it here. You can do both. Appreciate the moment and acknowledge offense nowhere near where it needs to be, not even in the real world. Blame the line, blame Leonard, blame Denbrock, blame the receiver, whatever you want to blame. The offense is nowhere near a real world offense. And I'm at my wit's end saying that with Notre Dame football. Good win, though. You saved the year. I'm sorry, Bobby, but you came in hot on that one. I'm not going to be disingenuous and sit here and sell the group today that the offense is good and everything's perfect because you won this game. The offense, you can't even see a real playoff game-winning offense from where we're sitting. You get worse the longer the game goes on. Your halftime adjustments were to get worse. Super chats. $2 dollar from Steven. It's a celebration. It's a I'm saying it in the Chappelle voice. It's a celebration. A welcome to the China Club. Oh, my main man Martinez. $5 dollar. Johnny, great revenge game, brother. Here come the Irish. Hey, good job, man. You pulled it off. You saved the season. But this offense better find a new version of itself over the next 2 weeks, or you ain't winning diddly poo, and you're probably going to lose to a military academy or something. I'm just telling you, you're not winning anything with this offense. You're not. V1 rotate, $10 holler. I don't understand why the offense is still so bad. It's pulling teeth to get 1 yard again. We make every defense look elite. You're not supposed to have this kind of anxiety watching football. That's my default position to watch football, is with this level of anxiety. I have no idea what it's like to watch football without this kind of anxiety. Are you outside your mind? $5 holler from the V1 rotate. I don't care that we barely won. Do we really want this Notre Dame team in the playoffs? That's gonna move the needle, getting blown out. Rotate. Bobby's not gonna like you. You're being negative. Bobby's not gonna like it. Quit being negative. But yeah, I share your concern. This offense is, you can't even see an offense good enough for, like, from where I can't even see an offense good enough. You're nowhere near it to do any of your dreams or any of your goals. You're just nowhere near it. I don't know how to fix it. I'm just telling you, you're nowhere near it. $20 holler. Hey, John, I mean, we won, so that's a positive. Bourbon for the win, or it wouldn't have made it through. There you go. $5 holler from Prime. Once I get done with the super chats, we're going to the callers. $5 holler from the Prime. $2 holler from Hunter. Wasn't pretty, but at least we got the win. You saved your season, but that offense better have a renaissance over the bye week, because it gets worse as the game goes on, not better. Oh, Kevin, good to see you last week, buddy. You and Thomas, $28 holler. It's a win. Pacing, sweating, swearing, and dying during any ND game is our life. We signed up for this. That's what it was. That's what it was like over at this house. That's what we were doing. Everybody was living and dying it. $10 holler from Brendan. This win doesn't feel good. Notre Dame played good enough to beat Louisville. The defense continues to struggle against the run. Special teams continues to struggle. Drive killing penalties. I'm worried. Again, hey, you saved the season, and now you're into the bye, and your goals are in front of you, but you got to get a lot better. $5 holler from Rodney. I would almost rather watch these games after knowing the final score so as not to give myself a cardiac arrest every time. $2 holler from Steven. John, I love you, but it's a win against a good team. That's fine. I agree. Nobody said it wasn't. You guys got to be able to do everything at once. You guys got to be able to do a couple things at once. You got to acknowledge it was a good win and you saved the season. Homer TD popping a couple lids in the parking lot. That good for you, Tony. You need it, man. You deserve a $5 holler. You could do two things at once. Congratulate the team for saving the season, and the playoff dream is alive going into the bye, and they deserve credit for that. Everyone does. And also saying that offense is a problem, and you need to figure out something over the bye. I think that's perfectly fair to say. It's a struggle. It's that offense is hard to watch, man. Oh, it's hard to watch sometimes. $20 holler from Jason. Hey, John, I'm getting more stressed out on Saturdays watching our games than what I get from working all week. What happened with Gray today and Love not getting the ball when the game's on the line? Insane. Those are good questions. What is the story on Gray? A couple people asked. Somebody tell me. Kay Schroeder, $5 Xanax needed to watch games like this. Dude, watching Notre Dame is just not relaxing, you guys. It is a stressful endeavor. It is just really stressful. Okay, my main man Martinez is going to pop in and out. Thomas, I got you after that. Everybody on hold, we're going to get to you. I'm begging. People are still saying I give people too long. This is not a dissertation. That's what Monday, Wednesday, Friday's for. Get in, get out, couple minutes. Give me your few main points. And then we'll keep it moving, get as many people in as we can. Not trying to be rude, but I don't want people to be on hold for an hour and a half and they never get a shot and other people get 20 minutes, whatever. That's the deal. Jim says, John, spot on. Very undisciplined, playing penalties, injuries, the offensive play calling suspect. Listen, good job getting the win. You saved the season. You saved the season. I guess I'm just disappointed because this team is nowhere near at the level I was thinking it may be or could be or would have to be to make a real playoff run. I just don't. They're not playing that good of football. So that's whatever. But you saved the season. Good job. You saved the season. But you got to get a lot better the second half of the year offensively for anything you want to happen, baby. $5 holler from my main man, James. I'm glad we beat Louisville. I thought that's a dirty football team. They're like the 1980s Miami without the cool chains. James, it's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you. John, I guess my prediction that Louisville was going to win 222-0 is a little bit off. Yeah, it is a little bit off. Oh, man. Here we go. All right, let's give it to the callers. Try and keep it moving. Get to your main points. My main man, Martinez, what up, baby?
Yo, Johnny, what's up, baby?
Hey, you saved the season, and it was a hard-fought game. Nothing comes easy for Notre Dame, and they fought, and they saved the season, and good job. There's just a lot to clean up over the bye and a lot of injuries I'm worried about. What do you think?
No, exactly. But, you guys all say, it's misery watching Notre Dame. It really is. Even my daughter's mom, when we were together, she goes, hey, man, why do you watch these games? You're never happy. And that's the truth, right? Like it's so anxiety, like all the way around. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we got to win. The season saved.
Yep.
The guys came in. You know what I mean? They showed up. Those white pants. This ain't a Diddy party, man. Get rid of those and mess with. But
dude, you know what? You want to know what my mother said? My parents were over for the game upstairs, and my mom says, those white pants I'd like a lot more if we had a real field and they got a little dirty, but they don't look right when they never change that bright white. And I think she has a good point. She brings up a really good point.
Right. So no, man, but they showed some attitude. You know what I mean? The penalties. Let me tell you this real quick, Johnny. Like that penalty last week where he had some attitude and he threw man Ohio. Hey, man, there you go. And he yelled at him for it. Here's the thing. I had a buddy, right? And he went to Michigan State, and he was a computer nerd, right? But he looked like Marshawn Lynch. He looked like he should have been playing middle linebacker, but he was a computer nerd. I met him at the sports bar I worked at, right? This dude travels the world. And you know what he told me? And this is what this dude told me, okay? He said, you know what you guys' problem is, bro? He goes, you guys' toughest, roughest looking dude is Will Fuller, your receiver. And his name is Will Fuller. This is the dude he tells me. He goes, bro, you need to have some, you guys have some non-threatening looking N-word. he goes, look at Tate Claypool. He goes, come on, man. Tommy scramble, right? And he said, so now we got some guys with some attitude, man. Like, hey, man, penalty, okay, penalty stuff, right? You should have made it, but you know what, man? You got some attitude. That's what Notre Dame's been missing, man.
Yeah, and a lot of the attitude I see on our team too comes from some of the younger guys, and I do like that. There's a lot of younger players on this team that they do carry themselves with an attitude, and a lot of them are on the defense side of the ball. I do see a spark there, man, and I do appreciate that, and I like that. Anything else what else you think, my friend?
Nah, brother. You know what? We just gotta keep moving forward. Like, we don't know what each week is gonna have for us. You know what I mean? We got the weapons. The thing is, man, Riley, these rent-a-cop quarterbacks, man, they take away from the weapons we already have. Like Chris Tyree, man, he was great, right? And Mitchell and Bo Collins, man, he's from LA, right? He shoved that dude like, yeah, I just caught that ball. What's up, right? And man, like, I'm just saying, like, Harry Leonard, and yeah, he can scramble, but you know what though, Johnny, Angeli doesn't panic in the pocket, man. He doesn't panic. Watch him in his games. He doesn't panic for anything, man. But you know what, man? Like I said, though, Johnny, like, everybody's a critic. The only reason I say something is because, you know what? I've coached a bunch of college kids. Nick Saban's been to the high school I went. You know, Cal Berkeley. I mean, everything. And I'm not trying to, you know, like I'm a swinging dick or anything. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, like, these guys will make the decision. But Angeli doesn't panic in the pocket, man. And that's what we got to, you know. I just feel we're wasting weapons, man, with this dude, man. You know, that's it.
Yeah, but well, I don't know, man. We saved the season for now, and we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens after the bye, man. But this was a big one, and Freeman needed it. He needed it. It looked like he knew he needed it, and he got it even after a rough start again at home, third time in a row, start at home. But they overcame it, and you got to give him a lot of credit. But this is stroke-inducing football every single week. Like, you just don't know what you're going to get. Everything's stressful. But you got the win you needed, and into the bye week now, we can relax. Anything on the way out, my main man? Thanks for touching base, bro.
Man, Johnny, just like it's week in, week out, man. We got to just support the boys, man. If the coaches make the wrong decisions, that's on them. But onward Notre Dame, baby. You know what I mean?
There you go. Hey, and you know what now you could do? You could relax the rest of the night, watch Alabama, Georgia, pop a cold one after a victory. You could relax. You don't have to be mad at everything, and just enjoy the rest of the football, bro. And hey, thanks for thinking of calling me right away. Thanks for calling me right away, man. I love you. Have a good one.
Thanks, brother.
Yep.
I love you too, man.
Take care, bro. Okay, man, if we could get in that range, 3, 4, 5 minutes per caller, and if I have room after, you could come back in. That is like my sweet spot I'm looking at. Couple more chats. I hope you guys understand. I got to hit the chats and be fair to the people that donate. Oh man, look at Adam Dowling from the fancy suites seats. $5 hour victory. There you go. Look at this, James. John, you're wrong. The offendee health, their own, they will be fine. What is it? I might be wrong, but you're not helping prove the case, bro. I don't even know what I'm wrong about, but you're not helping me figure it out. John, you're wrong. The offendee health, their own, they'll be fine. I don't know what that means, but if you were trying to say the offense is going to be fine, I disagree. I disagree. And I don't know why people are calling my phone. You're calling my personal phone, not the hotline. This game was torture. Mark, aren't we used to it? I'm addicted to this pain. $20 holler for the Pilney. Misdirection works against good hard pursuit defenses like Louisville, but we only use it once on a screen. Counters, traps, reverses, or something ND offenses can't do. I don't know, man. But I'm just telling you. It's not a good sign when they show those numbers, like your yardage in the quarters. And the longer the game goes, the less yardage you're gaining in your output. And then after the half, it didn't really get that much better. And it's like, where are our adjustments here? The adjustments can't be from like kind of effective to getting less effective. This offense is so frustrating in so many ways. It will make you lose your mind. $20 holler from Pilney. Offense needs an attitude. The offense needs to play angry, not scared. It looked like we were playing to not lose rather than destroy Louisville. defense carried the day today. They did. Oh, man. This is rough. 480, where you want to go? What's going on? I got Tom coming. You're coming up, Tom. 412 donated. You're coming up next, too. 480, what's up?
Johnny boy, what's going on, man?
Hey, you saved the season. You got the win you needed. It was stressful, and I hope you used the bye well. What do you make of it?
Oh boy, it was a game to watch, man. I just want to let y'all know I'm down here in Arizona. It's about 105, so I'm chilling in the pool right now.
Nice.
I got a couple quick things here with y'all. I don't know what this is with Riley Leonard. What is he, a fifth-year guy? He can't throw the football. Everybody watching can see it. The offense is worse than I think anybody could have ever imagined. I understand we have some injuries on the line, but how is Knapp better than Tosh Baker? Knapp's getting destroyed, and if the coaches are saying Knapp's better than Baker, what are we doing on the recruiting trail? And I just pulled up Louisville's recruiting rankings over the last 3 years. Okay. We're the University of Notre Dame. We're legitimately a top 10 recruiting class year in and year out. Louisville was like 25th, 50th. And I think right now in the 25 class, they're in the 60s or 70s. I don't even understand on Notre Dame's worst day how they can hang with us on the field at all, just based on pure talent. So what I'm not understanding is it the coaching that is that bad that's just not taking advantage of the players that we have? What do you think of that?
How much of this is the offensive line? I want to know that. Like, I'm really frustrated with all of this, and some of with Leonard and some of the running game inconsistencies and whatever. And what I keep coming back to when I really want to get upset, people would go, John, you can't really judge all this because that offensive line is in shambles. You lost both of your tackles to the league. That puts you in a bad spot. Now you got three or four guys injured off of that. How much of this is the offensive line is just in a really rough spot, and you gotta just fight through that till next year, basically, because I don't know how much better that's going to get. And how much of it is more than that? How much of it is like we expected more out of Denbrock to scheme things up? How much more of it is like Riley Leonard not being able to scare teams by throwing? Like, I don't know the answers to that. That's where I get caught up, man.
Well, a lot of it is the offensive line, and look, I give them, a little bit. You got to give them a little bit of leeway because the injuries have been a lot. You lose three starters on any position group at any depth level, it's gonna hurt, right? But that's on Denbrock. Denbrock then needs to, him and Mark Freeman need to come together and say, look, dude, we've got to change our game plan, and we have to put these guys in positions to be successful. It's going to change, and they're not doing it. The quick game passing should almost supplement the running game. Again, I mean, you want to just use the offensive line and tight ends for an example against Louisville. We're 4 or 5 stars at tight end and offensive line year in and year out. Our second and third guys are still really damn good. There's no reason they should have this much trouble run blocking. The tight ends, I don't know what happened to Eli Raridan. I mean, he was supposed to be the second coming of Kyle Rudolph, Tyler Eifert. This guy, he's trash. Mitchell Evans, I don't even want to hear people talk about Mitchell Evans being a top-tier tight end. He's not. Jaden Grayhouse, everybody was just dick riding this dude like he's just going to be the next best thing. That touchdown catch he had this game was the only thing he's done all season.
So let me ask you, though, are we being too harsh? Like, when we go down this road, I'll entertain it. But I got people in the chat saying we're outrageous. Some of you need to get a grip. We won the football game, and you need to just embrace that and relax. But I'm looking.
Look,
listen,
it's the University of Notre Dame.
I'm
the University of Notre Dame.
You go.
We just played Louisville. They're a basketball school. I'm tired of that. The excuses, I'm over it. Yeah, we won the game. It was, dude, and to be honest with you, we should have lost. The turnovers and just all the crap that happened in that game, we got lucky.
Man,
so I'm over it. If we want to talk about winning national titles, start doing it. Okay, Louisville should have been handled by Notre Dame. Miami of Ohio should have been handled by Notre Dame. NIU, I'm tired of it. You want to talk about big boy football, you want to talk about playing with Georgia, Ohio State, all this other crap, do it. Enough of the talking about it. Enough of the excuse making. You have plenty of fantastic players at all levels to, especially this year with the way the schedule, worked out. It was a lighter schedule than normal.
Yeah.
Most people think Notre Dame has an easy schedule every year. No, they don't. They have a super hard schedule every year, and they got to travel the country. And it's nice to see like USC and these Pac-12 teams got to start doing the same thing, and you're going to start seeing the effects with like SC and all these other places. But back to Notre Dame, this is unexcusable, and this has got to be on the coaches. Mark, look, I put it in the chat. When you see Marcus Freeman on the sideline now, he has that BK scowl all over him. When he's in the interviews, in the pressers now, dude, he's pissed. He hates life. You can see it. He is fed the hell up with it.
Well, that's a good start.
I agree. I think it's time for him to start laying into his guys and say, look, dude, a lot of you guys are getting paid good money. Okay. That NIL thing, it's changing. You guys look student athletes, but at the same time, you're getting paid.
Yeah, it's
buckle up, be big boys and play. Okay.
Oh, so it's it's never easy in Notre Dame land. I got people giving us a hard time, man. We just want to celebrate, and then we got the other half of the chat that's saying you're cooking, you're right on them. Like I understand it, man. Hey, anything on the way out, I'm trying to move it along more responsibly this week on the way out. Good call, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no. I get you. No, I mean, other than I think I've ended everything. And I think most of the people on the chat watching the game probably feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure you fall in that same line. Like, I'm tired of the excuses. It's time to win and win pretty. You know what I mean? Let's throw the ball. And if Riley can't throw the ball, put somebody in who can. Like you said, we're not going to beat Georgia. We're not going to beat Ohio State.
No.
We can't throw the damn football.
No.
That's a pretty big part of the game.
No.
Yeah,
that's true. But hey, man, thanks for the call. Get back in that pool, man. I'm picturing you with a few ladies and some champagne in the hot tub or something. Good for you, bro. Good for you. Yeah. Have yourself a Saturday.
Mama's mad because I'm talking to you out here while she's cooking dinner.
Yeah, have yourself a Saturday. Hey, I don't want to get in trouble for this. Tell her it's a work call.
I'm gonna blame it on you.
It's a work call.
Get to everybody else, bro.
It's a work call. That's what it is. Have a good one. A couple more chats. The offense needs attitude. The offense needs to play angry and not scared. We hit that one. Oh man, this chat's so divided. It's really pretty healthy actually that we have that division. $2 holler from my main man, Omar. And knowing we only run the same rollout play. Omar, thanks for being there this morning too. Appreciate it. James, Mr. Kennedy, you have the best show on YouTube. I never miss your podcast. I just think we will be a good playoff team. Offense is impressive. A little more every game. Man, woo, baby. They are that offense. They have spurts where it's effective, and then they have some where they're not. $20 holler from Pilney. Eagle Scout choir boy persona is good PR for the admin, but is too milquetoast for a killer mentality for this team. We need to put the fight back in the Fighting Irish next year. Start with leadership at quarterback. You know what people are getting mad at now, including in my house? Something bad happens and Riley Leonard smiles, and it really bothers people. I'm sorry. My parents were losing their minds over it. Something bad will happen and he'll smile and they're mad at it. I'm telling you, man, nothing's easy in Notre Dame land. Nothing's easy in Notre Dame land. Oh, man. Tom, what's going on, buddy? I got 412-469-949. Donate. Anybody else donate? Let me know. 773, what's up?
Okay, real quick, John. I don't want to jeopardize people's time. First thing I noticed why there's no continuity and there's no flow to the offense when they have these stupid penalties and they have all these different mistakes. If I'm the head coach of Notre Dame right now, Sunday morning, I'm going to take Rocco Spindler. I'm going to take that defensive back that headbutted the kid, and
I think that was Clark. Wasn't that Clark? I believe.
Yeah, it was Clark. Every one of those guys, team position. I'm going to have all the linemen, and I'm going to get all the backs, just as if they were get a punishment like they were in the Marine Corps and the Army. and I'm going to have them running stairs until they drop. Marcus Freeman has no discipline on this team. That's where a lot of the problems start. Anytime you see how they came out, they were focused in the first quarter. They were focused, and then the minute and what happens? We're scoring, right? Even after you let them score right away on the turnover. They came in, they grouped, and they got it done. But when they start to deviate away from things, and they start to think they're okay, they're not. They lack discipline on that offensive line, and the offensive line is where the problems start, because a lot of the stuff that they're trying to do can't get done without a good offensive line surge. Now, I will give credit to Mike Denbrock on the screen pass to Love, because finally you're getting the ball to him. I don't know why he's not getting swing passes and wheel routes. That guy could play in the NFL tomorrow. He's got the talent, and there's this Mickey Mouse BS that they're doing. I'm glad they set Jardanian Price. He's got to learn how to. That's discipline, John, and they don't have it. So the discipline draws away from continuity and consistency in the offense.
Yeah, it's it's just frustrating, Tom. But the way you sound, it's like we lost by a touchdown. We didn't win by a touchdown.
No.
Like,
Listen,
Tom? I'm trying to serve both things. I'm trying to serve both things here, man, where I'm happy we saved the season and you saved your playoff dreams and whatever, and you got the win you needed. But also I'm acknowledging this offense is nowhere near playoff game winning offense, and it ain't even close to me.
Not. And here's
that I think it's fair to bring up both. I'm bringing up both. I'm thrilled we saved the year, and I'm saying I'm disappointed. The offense is nowhere. It's just nowhere near where I need it to be. They don't play all together as a team anywhere near where like a top 7-8 team in the country would. They don't.
I know that. That's what I'm talking about. It's a discipline problem. But the other thing is, too, I don't want to talk about even talk about playing big boys in the playoffs. I'm just worried about Stanford. So you get healthy in the bye week. And that's the other thing. We are snake bitten with the injury bug.
Yeah,
it's not fair. That really sucks.
Yep.
But you know what? That happens to football teams. They're going to have to regroup. And then we don't worry about, worry about the next opponent. And that's all we can do, because we are not all together. And I think our minds will be a lot better. I mean, John, I had the holy water out from Our Lady of Lourdes, and I had the beads out in the fourth quarter. I'm not kidding.
Tom, God bless you, Tom. I love you, man.
Yeah, I had the Tom. Cover. I laid the point. I laid the point, and I bet the over. So I said, "Hey, Blessed Mother, can you give me a little help here? Because I need that money badly."
You did your gambling vice, and then you made up for it with the rosary on the back end there to even it out. Tom, I love you, man. You're an old school Notre Dame Chicago guy, Tom. You're an old school Notre Dame Chicago guy. Never change.
That's my Catholicism. I know that's my Catholicism.
God, that's great. That's so funny.
That's what made it interesting. So I guess that's the punishment. Is being a Notre Dame fan and having to sit through that. Couldn't imagine what was going through my mind when they didn't get the first down and they got the ball back. I'm like, oh no, they're going to throw a corner route to that Ja'Cory Brooks, and they're going to tie it. We're going to go to overtime, and all that rigmarole starts. And thank God that didn't happen.
Tom,
so
we got it.
Very, very happy.
We got it, Tom. Take a drink. Watch Alabama, Georgia. Relax. Notre Dame got the win. We'll think about the bye. We'll figure out the health situation, and we'll see if we could get a little better on offense. How about that?
Amen, brother. Listen, everybody, hang tight. We're going to be okay. It'll get figured out eventually.
Ooh.
Go Irish.
Have a good one. Tom, I love you, man. Never change, dude. That guy loves Notre Dame so much. It's a beautiful thing. Pat, what's going on, buddy?
You know what? Tom's bet with his communion money.
Yeah. Hey, tell you, you got to do what you got to do. Pat, I want to update you. You joined me a little late. We're doing better with the calls. We're in like a 4-minute range for these people. We're getting them moving. People like it.
Oh, nice.
Here's where I'm at, Pat.
Yeah.
You saved the season. Really good job. You got the win you had to have to keep anything alive. But this team is not playing and doesn't look to me anywhere near like the level I need it to be for me to be satisfied. And so I see both sides of it. I'm thrilled the season is still alive, but this team leaves a lot to be desired, especially offensively.
A lot to be be is an understatement. John, seriously,
it's frustrating.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is, first of all, can I just start? Notre Dame, what the hell are you doing with NBC? What are you doing with NBC? You have a top 15 matchup and you don't have this game on a national broadcast.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you doing? This is ridiculous. Oh God, I'm so frustrated by that. They wanted $14 to watch this football game today. That's what NBC wanted. $14.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass. I ain't paying NBC $14. You're not worth $14 for your broadcast. Yeah. Notre Dame is not worth $14. All right. The thing I was worried about, the Notre Dame defense starting slow, getting pushed around. Yeah, they did. They got pushed around. The Notre Dame defense, they got pushed around. The offensive line got pushed around. I'm sorry. The defensive line got pushed around. It was not any good. It was bad. Watching this game, it was just, I just sat there and like, my God, why can't this defense come out and play like they play in the second half? Why can't they do it? Why can't they do it? Go ahead.
Yeah, and you know what? You surprised me a little bit going defense first on this. I don't know.
I got a whole list.
They're a little light up front defensively, especially, and then you got injuries, and now you got young guys
light
out
up
there.
Front in the second half, John. They're light up front in the second half, but they tackle and they get penetration in the second half. They can't do that in the first half. It's like, oh my God, we have to wait till the second half to make adjustments to what the offense is doing to actually get penetration.
And then
actually do that.
And
Why can't we come in with a game plan on defense that says we're going to get after these guys?
And then it's like, I'm going, man, it's really good to see Traore out there running around. What a good young guy that actually makes play. Oh yeah, he's hurt. There he goes. So now that's screwed, So exactly. That's frustrating. And then Pat, give me a little bit of something on offense, and I want to get back to the people.
Yeah. So offense was, it started out great. Like, oh my God, look, the offense is actually moving the football. And then it was complete reversal from the defense. Once you get to the second half, the offense had nothing. And I texted you on the screen pass. I said, finally, when were we going to see this screen pass? When were we going to see this where you have 9 guys in the box and you have someone come after you and you just dump it off for a screen pass? When were we going to see this? Finally, I'm actually at the point where I'm agreeing with Gilmore. We're calling the wrong offense for the quarterback. We're calling the wrong offense for the quarterback. And my problem is I think we have the wrong quarterback for the offense. But at the same time, if we're going to keep playing this kid, we're calling the wrong offense for him. He can't throw the ball. He can't do it. And three successful passes this season is not the right, it's not a reflection of how good this guy is. It's a reflection of how bad he is. Look, I said before this game was started, I thought that there were problems. I still thought at the end of the day, Notre Dame was going to win the game. Notre Dame won the game. Now we're going into a bye week. And I'm happy that we got this win. We were revenged last year. We're going into a bye week. But we really need to rethink what we're doing on offense. And if
you're going to do it, it's got to be now. You're in the bye now, so you got to figure it out now. I just think they're going to default to with the O line they're working with. There is what do you want us to do? That's what I think.
The O line, I don't even like. That's what's going to sink the team. I was trying to compare this team to 88 before the season started, and because 88 had a weak offensive line to start the season, but when that season ended, it was a stud offensive line. Those guys grew into their roles.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing that right now. I'm just not seeing it. You're seeing false starts. I mean, we got killed by penalties by the offensive line today. You got killed by the quarterback not being able to throw 5-yard outs. You got killed by turnovers. Like, come on, freaking turnovers. It's a good win for Notre Dame. It's a big win for Notre Dame. It hasn't negated NIU, but it has made people start to look. It made people come around and look at Notre Dame again, and say, okay, maybe they're not as bad as we thought. Maybe it truly was a fluke. But you can't stop now, and you have to fix the quarterback position.
Man, it's a lot. It's just a lot. And I guess I don't understand why so many people in the chat are playing one side of the coin of this or the other 100%. What you should be able to do both, though. Really be glad we did this today and got the win and the season's still live, but acknowledge compared to what we need this to be, big picture, you're nowhere near it. I don't understand why people can't see both sides of that. I think that's totally fair to be thrilled that we won and the season's alive, but admit the team's nowhere where we wanted or needed to be at the same time. Both of those are true statements to me, and I don't think that's controversial.
They're very true statements, and it just blows my mind that we're in year 3 of this, and we're having some of the conversations that we're having.
Dude, that offense is really frustrating, man. It's really
it goes like, did you see what's the Barstool guy? Did you see his comment about paying $4 million or $3 million a year for the best transfer quarterback to go to Michigan?
I don't think I did.
And I was like, why do you want that? What is the Portnoy? Thank you, Dave Portnoy said he's going to pay $3 million every year for Michigan to get the best transfer quarterback that you can get. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, Notre Dame is paying $1.3 million a year to get the best transfer quarterback every year. What is it doing for them?
Yeah.
If you're getting the best transfer quarterback in the portal, all that means is that guy's not good enough to play where he's at.
Yeah. And not go to the league too.
Not go to the league.
Yeah.
So I'm just done with these transfer portals. And I'm not trying to rip on Riley Leonard. Riley Leonard was at Duke and he found a better situation in Notre Dame. He could have stayed at Duke and probably been a great quarterback. He found a better situation in Notre Dame, but it doesn't work at Notre Dame because it's Notre Dame. You can overachieve at Duke. You can't overachieve at Notre Dame. You have to be a superstar to overachieve at Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's nothing simple with Notre Dame, man. Everything's complicated.
No.
Everything.
Ole Miss lost today. Ole Miss lost today.
And by the way, I think Northern Illinois lost again. So you got that. Yeah, you can think about that. Think about that.
I was dealing with birthday stuff for that one.
Oh, God. All right, let me get a couple of these callers, and then Pat, stay in here. I'll come back to you. 562. You've been waiting the longest. What's going on? Hello. What's going on? 562.
Oh yes, man. It's been quite an eventful 24 hours. I mean, I'm here in Los Angeles. I went to the Cosm location, which is kind of like a mini Sphere in Las Vegas. But yeah, man, it was pretty cool, man. It was up and down. I didn't know what to think about Riley. I didn't know what to think about Al Golden. I didn't know what to think about our offense or defense. But I'm just really glad that we pulled away with the win.
Yeah.
What does this mean long term? I have no idea, man. I can't think that far.
So then just be, that, and I think that's a perfectly fair position, man, is to just be glad the season's still alive, get into the bye week. We can all take a collective exhale and relax a little bit, and hope you get healthier. And then you figure out how to be a little more efficient with the things you're doing and a little more consistent. But I think it's perfectly fine if you want to be able to relax for the next 2 weeks and just be glad we won the game, man. You had to win it to save the year and you did it. I'm proud of the guys. Good job.
Yeah, and one note I want to throw out there. I don't know how meaningful it is, but it's BK's caddy. I know I'm always in the chat every Monday, Wednesday.
Oh,
Friday,
thank you.
Saturday.
BK's caddy is one of my favorite monikers. That's a good one. Thank you.
I try to throw in a few zingers here and there. I try to keep it a little light. I know sometimes it's pretty intense with our fan base, and especially during Brian Kelly's tenure, it was a shit show, and as Marcus Freeman took over the regime, it was a tough start, and here we are to this day. Fast forward 2024, we beat Louisville. We lost to NIU. It's still a little tough. I'm hoping the Irish prevail throughout the rest of the season, and that's long-term thinking. Short-term, what I just experienced, it was up and down. It was a roller coaster. I was over here with all the Los Angeles-based Irish fans, the alums, the random fans who became fans, however they became fans, and all I know is. I proudly represent the AI family over here. I kind of debated a little bit with, Driscoll and his team, and, how I view, Riley Leonard, because I'm a little critical of him. And, I don't want to make it political and, bring in other shows, but, I respect what you do, Johnny. I'm just really happy with how we performed and the outcome we had and how we were able to prevail. And
hey,
that's kind of what I want to leave it off. I want to be negative.
That's very, very positive. And you know what it reminds me of? A famous quote from someone we all know very, very well, who used to say winning is hard. And, I think Freeman, Freeman is learning the hard way, man. Winning is hard. And, but hey, we got the win we needed. The season's still live. You can relax for the next half a month. Have a couple drinks, go out next Saturday, no Notre Dame stress. Listen, I really appreciate you representing us all the way out west. Anything on the way out, thank you very much. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it, Johnny. Thanks for the time. Thanks for the airing. I already had a few drinks. I already
good for you.
Kind of unloaded my stress a little bit on the whiskey, but it's all good. I love you guys. I love the AI family. Onward Notre Dame, and let's get into this bye week as stress-free as possible, and hope that we smash Stanford. I'm just glad that we don't have their coach with that grin and the way that he's looking on the sideline when he's getting smashed. But I'll just leave it at that. Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate it.
Have a good one, man. Represent us out there in LA, man. We need some more representation out that way. Oh, we need it. 412, you donated. What's going on? 412, we're talking to you. What's going on?
Hello, John.
Yeah.
Hello, John.
Yeah.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I'm an 83-year-old man that has never called a talk show, doesn't know much about the computers and all that stuff. But I've been a diehard Notre Dame fan since the 1950s. And I can tell you stories that are unbelievable. But the one thing I want to tell, or a couple things I want to tell you. One is it's really hard for Notre Dame to win games when they have a head coach who's never been a head coach. Eric Parsegian, the year after he came to Notre Dame, he won 9 games in '64. That was his first year. When he came to Notre Dame, he had been the head coach at Miami of Ohio and at Northwestern. A reporter interviewed him the year after he got to Notre Dame, and he said, I needed all the head coaching experience I could have or that he gained to coach at Notre Dame. My point is, sometimes these coaches that have never been a head coach are a little bit in over their head.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I want to say about this offense is it's stale. When you have an offense with a young offensive line, you've got to be a little bit creative.
Yeah.
You got a tremendous running back in Love.
you got to run him on some jet sweeps. You got to run him on a couple of reverses.
Yeah.
Notre Dame never does any of that stuff.
Yeah, I like
They're
this.
very stale.
I really like that. When you know you have a vulnerability along that line and you know you're battling injuries and youth and everything, some of the traditional stuff isn't going to work for you. And I do wish they would find some more creative ways, little misdirection stuff, little timing things, speed it up a little bit, go with a little rhythm and tempo. Like there are more things you could do, but you got to acknowledge you're at a liability there on that line and work kind of around it to an extent. Maybe you'll see more of that coming out of the bye, perhaps. Now that you have a couple weeks to sit on it, maybe you could do that. I don't know.
Well, let me just say this, and I don't want to be a long caller. I'm just glad this is the first time in my whole life that I've actually. You're the only podcast, and I don't know much about all this modern technology. Like I told you, I'm 83 years old, but I can tell you Notre Dame stories that were I was there in the stadium in 2005 when Charlie Weiss and USC came in there undefeated, and I'm up on the top deck, and it's 4th and 27, and I'm going, oh, please don't throw it. Zibikowski was the safety on that play, and he didn't get over to help the corner. 4th and 27. You couldn't hear yourself think in that stadium. It was so loud. It was the loudest I've ever heard.
Me too.
And Leinart throws a pass to that end. It was just unbelievable. But anyway, the problem now is you've got a young offensive line. Now, I'll tell you one thing that Arrow would have done in this situation, in this bye week. He would have taken a couple of the tight ends that aren't doing very much and probably converted them to tackles and maybe move the tackle to guard to give you a little more depth on the offensive line. What I'm trying to say to you is if the offensive line is hurting and that's one of your vulnerabilities, then you got to kind of shore that up. The way Era did it was he would take a tight end and move him to tackle. And so the bottom line is the Notre Dame defense or offense just frustrates the hell out of you. They just do.
Yeah.
They frustrate me so much. It drives me crazy. And then when I listen to you, I say, well, shit, they should make John the offensive coordinator.
Hey, listen, man, I don't want to stress you out, brother. I don't want to stress you out. I appreciate you giving me a call, man. You're a long timer. You've seen a lot of good Notre Dame football over the years, my friend.
Yeah, I have. I bleed blue and gold. That old saying, I bleed blue and gold. So anytime, I know this sounds crazy, but I wish sometime you would just call me and we could just, when you're off the air and you got a few minutes, we could talk some Notre Dame football because you think like I think. When I hear you talk, I say, man, he hit the nail on the head. I'm saying the same thing he's saying.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm serious.
Or maybe we're both nuts.
What the problem is.
Did you ever consider that? Maybe we're both nuts. Maybe we both got a screw loose. We're just of different generations. Maybe that's all it is.
I'm 83 years old, and some people have told me that.
Yeah, I bet. I'm a little behind you, but I got the same thing. You sound great for 83. You don't sound a lick past 43, brother.
Well, I know that. People tell me that. They do tell me that, but I'm telling you, I'm 83. I could tell you more stories about Notre Dame football. I mean, one real quick one. Back in, I can't even remember what year it was, but you used to be able to sit in the end zone. In the bleachers.
Yeah, in the bleachers.
Yeah, behind the goalpost.
Yeah.
And stuff. And one time, this is when I think Arrow was still there. I'm not sure. I'll think about it, and it'll all come back to me. But I'm sitting in the end zone, and one of the Notre Dame punt returners ran a kickback like 90 yards. The stadium's going crazy. And I thought, you know what? Everybody's paying attention to this run back. I walked down and sat on the end of the Notre Dame bench.
Come on.
Finally, honest to God, an usher came over and said, "Are you supposed to be sitting here?" And I went, "No." I got so excited on on the punt return for touchdown. Everybody was running and screaming. I just came down and sat down, thought I could get somebody to talk to somebody.
Hey, man, you got to call more often. You got to become a regular caller, I think. You got to save the number.
We'll just tell your producer that it's the 83-year-old. I want to say, we could just say the 83-year-old from Pittsburgh, but he knows all about Notre Dame, and it drives him crazy. The offense drives me crazy.
I'm telling you.
We're lucky we got a good defense.
I'm telling you, man. You just.
Well, what really drives you crazy, and it's the same thing that drives me crazy, is when the defense gives us a turnover or whatever, and we go 3 and out. I go absolutely nuts when that happens.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you're amazing. I'm glad you found this show. You got some competition. We got a couple 80-year-old plus callers. You're gonna have to fight Dr. John, another 83-year-old out on the golf course there. You're gonna have to fight him. But man, I love this old school vibe, and I can't thank you enough for giving me a call. You got anything on the way out? Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate you.
All right. Well, listen, I gotta ask you one question. What's this stuff about, like, when you say $5, $14, can I donate some money to charity? Is that what you do, or how's that work?
Yeah, you can, if you have like a credit card hooked up to YouTube and you're watching it on the show, you could donate money to keep the show running. Some of it goes to YouTube, some of it goes to me, and then it pays for my phone lines.
Okay, I got you. Listen, one of these days, just give me a call when you're at home having a beer or something,
hey,
and we can really talk some really serious stuff.
I got your number.
Both of us, we could be co-offensive coordinators, because I got some plays in my mind. I say, why don't they do this? Why don't they do this? I mean, you could run Love on a sweep or a reverse, and I guarantee you, he would get 10 yards or a touchdown. I just don't understand it. They got to open it up a little bit.
Yeah, man, I love this. I got your number written down from the call-in line. I'll give you a call sometime. We'll talk off air, man. I appreciate this.
Yeah, because then you can help me. I don't understand all this, this AI stuff and all that. I mean, I guess I could learn about it, but
yeah,
it just have a good night and tell all the Irish guys that called you and all the fans that. I mean, I love them to death, but the offense drives me crazy. I'll leave it with that.
What a great call. I'll give you a call, brother. I really, really appreciate it. That is Pat. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get. And then I got to get to Rick too.
You got to go to Rick.
Yeah, I got to see what Rick said. Heather Ann with the $20 hour. Just here for the Irish win. It's a great quiet evening in my house because they won. The Irish win equals happy husband and not acting like a screaming lunatic. You're darn right. Let me see. Let me take a look at this. Here we go to Rick. Rick, as a reminder, you guys, we're going right back to the calls. Pat's got a party to go to. He's going to do his final piece and get going. Rick found us during the Texas A&M week. He found the show and he's never left. $300 holler. Here are my Aggie gambling winnings. Suggestion: declare a happy hour after win. Analyze the negatives on Sunday. I was pumped with the Irish win till I heard these callers crashing the party. These kids played their heart out for y'all. Celebrate. You're blessed with the win. Love the show. Rick, it's a really, really nice message. I can't believe you would donate some of your winnings to this show to keep it going and then drop in here with the perspective. I do think I appreciate you being a part of this, Rick. You showed up for A&M and you never left. And I really, really, it means the world to me, Rick. Thanks for being around. You're a good addition to the show. Pat, you got a kids party to go to. I want to give you a chance to go on the way out. And then
they just came back from the party, so I gotta go make a bunch of popcorn for a movie night. Rick, man, I think I saw the comment. The show's now called Always Rick. Well done, brother. Welcome, A&M fan. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that blows my mind. For the last caller, the guy that's 83 years old, you know what? I love it. I love the history. I love to hear that. In 1972, tight ends and tackles were the same size. So it's going to be a little hard to turn a 6'4", 240-pound tight end into a 6'7", 300-pound tackle. But I understand the sentiment. I understand what you're getting to. And then the last thing for me is, and I wanted to hit on was, I've seen a lot of comments about Freeman getting out coached. And I think there were moments in the game where I was disenfranchised with the coaching. I was not happy with some of no, I don't make microwave popcorn. Are you kidding me? I am a hot air, I'm melting butter.
You're full of hot air. We all know
I
you're
make
full of hot
freaking
air.
popcorn. I don't microwave popcorn. Let's just get that out of the way. But and Gilmore was saying another hat tip to Gilmore. He was saying it. When that game was coming down to it, Notre Dame forced A&M to burn their timeouts, and that was the difference in the game. Not A&M, but they forced Louisville to burn their timeouts, and that was the difference in the game, I think, when it was coming down to it. And so that was a coaching decision. Could the coaching have been better in this game? Could some of the play calls been better? Could the defensive assignments been better in the beginning? Absolutely. That's a learning experience. But I do think we saw a little bit of growing up in the coaching staff of, we're last year at Ohio State, and they don't force Ohio State to burn their timeouts.
Yep.
They forced Louisville to burn their timeouts this year, and they put, even with 5 minutes left on the clock, they put Louisville in a very bad spot. And then Louisville runs the ball. I couldn't understand why Louisville was running the ball. They talk about putting yourself in a bad position when you have no timeouts and you're running the ball. When credit to Notre Dame's defense. I guess at that point they were afraid they couldn't throw the ball on Notre Dame's defense, but they felt they could run the ball. So that's what I wanted. I just thought that some of the criticisms on the coaching decisions in the game are it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't awful. And I thought I saw some improvement from the coaching staff of forcing Louisville into some situations where they put themselves in a bad position from a coaching perspective.
Yep. Very fair point. It's just good to get this win. And it's always good to worry about where you need to get better after a win. And if you're going into bye, especially,
John, let's forget about what happened versus Texas A&M. Let's forget about what happened versus Northern Illinois. And let's say you're going into bye week 4-1, and you don't know who you lost to. How do you feel about Notre Dame's chances?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're still in the hunt, but you ain't where you'd be if you were undefeated. But you're still in the hunt.
You're still in the hunt. Notre Dame is still in the hunt, and Notre Dame has I think Notre Dame's in a good point. They got a lot to work on, and they're coming into the bye week at the right time.
Yeah. Yep. They need that bye week for health reasons too, and to just take a breather with that O-line and everything. This is a really, really good time for the bye, and you're coming off a win that should help the whole cause. Pat, I really appreciate you jumping in tonight. I know you are busy. You are in and out. You had the birthday kid stuff. I appreciate you making it a priority to be here.
It's my pleasure. I am now going to go put my daughter back into the priority, and then maybe after I get them settled, I'll have a beer.
Beautiful. Congratulations, Pat. Have a good weekend. Tell Lauren I said hi, and it was nice seeing you guys last weekend too.
Will do. My pleasure. Take care.
Take care, brother. Thanks for popping in here. Man, I got to say, Rick, I really appreciate it, man. It means the world to me. I love my Notre Dame people, but have people from these other teams that want to get in the mix means the world to me. Okay, you guys, we're going to burn through. Let's see what I got. I'm going to try and go through these again. I know I'm trying my best here. If we could keep it to the point and keep it moving, we could get more people in. Oh, where do I want to go? I'm trying to hit the people that I know donated. 469, you're on the line. What's going on? Maybe.
Hey,
there we go. What's going on?
how you doing, John?
I'm doing good, man. Good note.
Not much.
I'm glad Notre Dame got the win. It's just, it's a team that has to get a lot better. That's all.
Right. I want to tell you, when I first called, I was, immediately after the game, I called in and you came on and heard you talking. And honestly, I would have thought what you were saying when you first started the show. I would have thought Notre Dame only won 16-9 and scored a touchdown with 3 field goals. I understand the offense isn't where we want it to be, but come on, you score 31 points against a quality team that has a solid defense. That's not the kind of offense you're describing. No offense, but
wait.
Like
But wait,
no, wait. Let me finish my point. You're making it sound like it's doomsday, like they're about to at any minute find themselves unable to get a first down. It's not that bad. It could be better, absolutely, but it's not that bad. It's not some terrible, what are we going to do next week, kind of offense.
I don't like the trend that as the game went on, we were able to do less offensively. That bothers me. Like, you started out moving up and down the field, and then they showed each quarter, and the yards we're gaining were less and less. That tells me you're trending the wrong way, man. That's very, very frustrating. That's very, very frustrating. Am I not justified in that frustration?
Yeah, justified in that frustration, but to say that, to couch it as the offense is terrible and what are we going to do now, and we're nowhere near. I mean,
it is nowhere near. I'm not backing off that. No. I'm not backing off that. Nope.
Over the top negative.
Nope. I'm not backing off that.
Over the top negative.
Nope. I'm going realistic. I'm not backing off of it. The offense looks.
No, you're not going realistic, John.
Nope.
No, you're not going realistic.
Okay.
And you came on to talk about I'm just stating facts. No, you're stating an opinion, and you're welcome to your opinion. But don't get upset and don't get in your feelings when somebody calls you on your opinion.
No, it's a fact. It's not an opinion. The offense is nowhere near.
It is an opinion. It is an opinion. It is an opinion
because why?
It's not
because why? Because why?
It's not data based. It's nuanced. There's no factual. The offense sucks. That's not a fact to be stated. That's an opinion.
I don't think it is.
My opinion is that the offense isn't that bad, but that's my opinion. You have your opinion. Welcome to it. I have my opinion. I'm welcome to it. We can have opinions, but when you try to say, "Oh, I'm just stating facts," you know what? I'm going to call you on it because you're not being intellectually honest. You're being intellectually dishonest.
That's not true. Wait a second. You're telling me Notre Dame. You're telling me Notre Dame's offense is a playoff caliber of offense. That's what you think?
Say that. Did I say that?
I'm saying that it's not. I'm saying, wait. You're not playing. You're not going to be able to back off this now. No. You're not backing off this now. I'm not going to let you back off this.
It's a bottom 100 offense.
I'm
talking about it's not a bottom 100 offense. I'm not talking about it's a top 25 offense. They're somewhere in the middle.
What did I say when I started the show?
A lot of ground in the middle.
When I started the show, I said, it's nowhere near anywhere I need it to be what I need it to be to accomplish any of the goals we had this year. And I'm not backing off of that. This offense is nowhere near a top 10 playoff caliber winning off. It's nowhere near that. I can't even see
then how do
that.
You score 31 points? If
turnovers.
Turnovers.
How many of those points came off? 31 of the points came off turnovers, damn near. That does matter. It does matter. It matters.
4 times.
It matters.
You don't score 4 times if your offense sucks.
It is. The offense is.
It doesn't happen.
Nowhere
we've
near.
We've seen Notre Dame get turnovers and not be able to score the ball. We've seen that. That's a sucky offense. But this isn't that.
Man. Okay.
This isn't that.
Okay.
Is it good enough to win a playoff game? Probably not. But there's a lot to it that's not simply the offense sucks. There's nuance to it.
What part
There's nuance.
Okay, you're saying that I'm not being fair, I'm framing things. I also said there's a bunch of reasons for this. You want to talk about nuance? I talked about the struggling offensive line. And I don't know if you could blame anybody for some of this because you're all banged up at the O-line and that's going to hinder everything you want the offense to be. I acknowledge some of that stuff. It is just, I acknowledge that nuance, but the offense.
The injuries are probably to blame more than anything, really, truthfully. You lose probably your best offensive lineman with Charles Jagasaw before the season even starts. You lose your best offensive weapon before the season even starts with slot receiver.
But are you proving my point or your point? These are all reasons the offense isn't good enough, like I said. Are you proving my point or your point?
But, well, what I'm saying is that the offense isn't good enough, but considering all the adversity they're faced with the injuries, to go out and score 31 points is pretty damn good. There are plenty of teams in this situation that would have struggled to score 2 touchdowns. We've seen Notre Dame. We've seen this team in the past struggle in these situations when they have those kind of injuries. We've seen this team struggle to score field goals. You remember some of the Charlie Weiss years. You know some of the Bob Davie years. You know those seasons where Notre Dame, 2016, Notre Dame struggled to score touchdowns.
So wait a second.
Points in 2016 would have been agreed.
But wait. So my bar is just that if anything's better than the worst things you remember, it's good enough? That is not my bar of how I judge all this.
I'm not talking good enough. I'm talking it doesn't suck.
It's not good. It's not good. It's nowhere near good. Like, it might not suck, but it's nowhere near good, and it's nowhere near good enough.
I'll tell you this.
It's nowhere near good enough. Not even. You can't see good enough. You can't see good enough from where this offense is. You can't see good enough unless you turn on the Alabama game.
When you have injuries you can't control, injuries are beyond the control of anybody on the coaching staff.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
When you have those kinds of season-ending
That's not your argument, though. That's not your argument. That's a different argument.
No. Let me finish. It is my argument because I'm stating it. When you have those kinds of injuries, sometimes not good enough is the best you're going to get because part of sports
because you're limited.
Is there's a little bit of luck. There's a little bit of luck in it. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have a really good team that could do some really good things, and you just get snake bit with injury. It sucks, but it happens. And this looks like one of those seasons where it could have been a really great season, and it looks like, unfortunately, injuries have just hamstrung the team.
Man, what would your reaction?
I'll tell you what. What's that?
What would your reaction be if people said every team has major injuries and that's not an excuse to not be good enough on offense for like the 10th year in a row? What would your response to that be?
No, not every team has major injuries. Some teams have catastrophic injuries. Some teams have minor injuries that don't really derail a season. There's gradients in it. You know what I mean? Not every team. There's no formula for you're going to have this number of injuries during camp, and you're going to have this number of injuries during the season. No, it's random, and some teams have more injuries than other teams, and there is such a thing as injuries derailing a season as far as the potential of a team. It happens.
Hey. I appreciate the pushback.
In college sports.
I appreciate the pushback. I do. Because it would be boring if everybody called in here and just agreed with me. I totally appreciate the pushback. I do appreciate the pushback.
I know you don't want a bunch of yes men. I know you're better than that. You don't want a bunch of yes men, and that's one thing I like about you.
Yeah, I enjoyed that, man. I enjoy that, and we could differ on it. That's totally fine, and I appreciate you always being in the mix. Anything on the way out, I'll give you the final word. But thank you for calling, and thanks for always being here and donating. Just because we disagree, I still want you here. Know that.
Hey, absolutely. I may feel like, damn it, John, you're missing the point or whatever. I can feel how I want, but at the end of the day, you have great content. You're a great host. You treat your callers well. So I really appreciate it. On the way out, go Notre Dame. Enjoy the bye week. Beat Stanford.
There you go. Good. I appreciate the call, buddy, and take care, man. I do. I like that heat. I'm not afraid of that. Somebody calling in that disagrees. Again, I want to see both sides of it. It's genuinely like the main, every one of these games, when I sit here and do this right after a game ends, I have like a main theme that comes into my mind that like drives kind of where I'm at with it. And it isn't after a bunch of thought or whatever. It's 1 minute after the game. I don't have time to philosophically analyze it. My main thought is really, really happy we did what we did and won. And also frustrating that I just don't think this team is anywhere close to where I hope they'd be this year. And that's frustrating. That's all. That's all. And that's upsetting to me. And some of it's injury. Some of it is we're just not that good. Some of it, like, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. Oh my God. Nothing. It's never boring here. All right. Let me find somebody else who donated. 949. What's going on? You're on the line. What's up?
Well, I had something I was going to say, but then I was just so confused with that last call because it's like what you've said week in and week out this season. It's year 3. We got the offense coordinator we want, and we're still saying the same stuff in year 3 with a new offense coordinator. You got all this talent, and this guy could, argue, well, you got all these, next man in, like what Freeman always talks about, right? It's got to be next man in. You can't be giving these excuses and, well, if we were such a bad team, we'd only, score like a touchdown. That's not the point, dude. You got a quarterback out there who's only throwing for 150 yards, maybe a game, and you're depending on him running. That's not how the quarterback should be played. He should be passing to open up the run game and vice versa. Run game to open up the pass game. You got 2 great running backs back there to open up the pass game. And this guy can't even, congrats to him. He's been getting a lot of crap from us. And he finally made a couple of, deep passes today. They were wide open, yes. He didn't have to thread the needle or anything, but he made the pass.
Yeah.
Is this a playoff team? Is this a playoff? No, I don't think so. And if we do go, we're going to lose the first round. That's what I'm thinking. Defense.
The problem is here's the biggest problem I have is somebody said to me earlier today, they could get into the bye and really develop, like become a second half team, get a lot more, get better on offense, gel, all that kind of stuff. Rick, thanks for being here, man. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Let me stress out about Notre Dame even after a win. Thanks, Rick. I love you. Don't go anywhere long-term, Rick. I just think the offensive line is in such a perilous position. I just don't know. They got to be the foundation for that offense taking big leaps and bounds forward. And I just don't know if you're going to get it. Not because they're terrible, but you're just in a really bad spot in that unit. And I'm wondering how much that's going to hold back everything they want to do. You just have youth and you're banged up, and that's going to limit whatever you want to do. And I don't know how fair that is or not to hold against them.
Well, I've seen the shows. We've had this time, if you're O-line, you're going to go out there and you're going to represent no matter who's out there. And you got Rocco Spindler, false starting, holding calls, all this other stuff. And he was supposed to be a top 100 recruit. But, to rebuttal what the last caller was saying, if we are a pretty good offense and we score 4 touchdowns, our offense should be able to close that football game out today, right? With 4 minutes left, you can't get a damn first down. Give me a break. If you're claiming that you got the 3-headed monster or whatever, and your quarterback and your 2 running backs to run the ball, and you can't get 10 yards, that's not a good offense. That is not a good offense by any means. Now, the defense, and what I want to say about this is we are getting torched, like what Goolsby's been. Dude, we are getting torched on the run game. We are going to get absolutely throttled by Army in the end of the season. They are going to run it down our throat. Dude, we're going to lose to Army this season because our offense can't score, and we can't stop the run to save Jesus.
Oh,
I mean,
Can I worry about Stanford first coming out of the bye before, can I? And what about Navy too? If Army's going to do it, Navy's probably going to do it too.
I'm scared about Stanford.
Are they just?
We're going to come out of a bye.
Oh man,
Stanford's going to be all jacked up. This is their Super Bowl, and we're not going to be prepared. But all right, I'm going to go. I know you're trying to keep it 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to go. Thanks for the call, John. I appreciate it. You have a great night.
Hey, we did win, man. We did win. It's okay to have a victory beer and then wake up tomorrow and stress out about what comes next. It's okay. You could do both.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep on stressing.
Spoken like a true Notre Dame fan. There you go. Just keep on stressing until your hair falls out, bro.
Dude, I thought we were going to lose the game when we freaking fumbled the opening kickoff. I'm like, well,
I know.
It's done today.
Yeah, man, it is.
Right,
it is.
John,
it's tough. Hey, thanks a lot, buddy. Have a good one. Don't let it stress you out too bad, man. Have a victory beer. It's okay to have a victory beer. I'm just telling you, there's things to worry about after you're done drinking it. It's fine to have a victory beer, but you just can't stress out afterwards. That's fine. Man, and I'm telling you, here's the other thing too. We're talking about, the offensive line and the offense and how they're playing, and then the defense against the run game and all this kind of stuff. Fine. Overall, collectively, we just don't play the cleanest, crispest games. Like 3 games you've had 3 home games in a row, and all 3 of them are bad starts. Bad start again today. Think about what you did. You fumbled a kick, and then you give up that huge pass to get them down further into scoring position, and it's easy for them. It's the worst start you could ever have again. And I got to credit Notre Dame for coming back and winning the game. But it was, again, the worst start you could possibly have at home. That's not what good teams do. Tell me the offense is better than I think it is or whatever. Fine. Playoff game winning teams don't do this stuff. And you definitely don't do it at home. You've had 3 home games now, and you've started out all 3 of them bad. Great teams, well-coached teams, well-disciplined teams don't do that. They don't do it. I'd like to have a stern word with whoever's running special teams, whatever you're doing. You got people in their own head now that can't even catch a ball or what? Telling you, man, a Notre Dame life is a stressful life. 412, what's going on? Andrew, after that, anybody else who donated, let me know. What's going on?
412, how you doing?
412, I'm talking to you. What do you think of this Notre Dame game? We get into the bye with the win.
I tell you what, all you guys need to chill the hell out.
All right.
This fan base is absolutely insane. We got to complain about everything. What? Oh, we only won by 7 points. Yeah, we won the game against a top 25 opponent. Chill the hell out. Yeah, we didn't look great at times. We should have done more towards the end of the game. We won the game, fair and square. It was a dominant performance on both ends of the ball. Riley, great deep ball. Wide open, man. I could have thrown that pass. But still, we looked good. We had flashes. This is rebuilding. This is not, this was a September playoff game. But this is what we need. We need the motion. We need to keep on moving.
So is it not fair? Is it not fair when I say, Rodney, I could get it. Damn it. Sorry, I missed you, Rodney. I didn't see that. My bad, buddy. You know I wouldn't leave you hanging like that. Is it wrong of me to look at both these things and say, really good win, you saved the season, and also they're just not as good as I wanted them to be this year? I feel like that's objectively fair on both fronts.
Obviously, yeah, we want them to be like an Alabama or a Georgia, but we're not there yet. And that's fine. It's week 5. We're good. We're building. We're building. It's a snowball effect. That's what Notre Dame's doing right now. and this was a huge win, put us in the right direction.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
John?
totally true. I totally agree with you. That's totally true. You saved the season, man. And you're totally right about that. I think I have like two standards in my head when I'm watching a Notre Dame game at the same time. One is, are we playing well enough to win tonight? And then number two lens I'm looking through
and
always
win later. Yeah.
And it's like, are we now, or are we trending to be what I deem to be like a playoff game winning type of team? It's two standards at the same time. Are we playing good enough to win the immediate game in front of us? And then I zoom out and I want to compare us to what the best teams around the country look like, because that's your competition in the playoff.
Alabama, Georgia. Yeah.
And so that's
I think about that every game, Johnny.
Yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm like, I'm really happy about today, but I would be really worried if you matched up with Georgia in round one of the playoff, even if they're getting killed by Alabama right now. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be worried about Georgia. They're getting their fucking ass beat. Sorry for cussing. But I mean, the way the game started, that's what we should have won this game by 17 points.
Yeah,
like things happen. It was wet out. Things happen.
Yeah.
But we're the better team on the field, and that's clear. Louisville, dead to me. I hope they win out. But
yeah. And you know what? It was really good to get revenge.
Football.
It was good to get revenge on them.
We are on paper the better team.
It was good to get revenge on them. Louisville always plays us tough. They always
have
have
a great revenge game.
They have a chip on their shoulder all the time. Like, I feel like they just play with a little extra fight, and they're pesky and they never go away. Like, they are tough. And I think Brom's a really good coach. Like, this was a hard-fought win. I'm really proud. Dude, I'm so proud of the guys for getting this win and all that. It's just, you got a lot of work to do in the bye, man. And I'm playing both sides of this because I think it's totally fair.
Yeah, I mean, the bye is huge now, and we got some momentum going into that. Like I said, the snowball effect. Let's keep rolling, baby.
Yep.
Let's keep on moving.
Yeah.
Like Limp Bizkit once said. Anyway, thanks for the show, Johnny. I love you, buddy.
Man, you're aged. You're aged, both of you. You got to be about 41 years old or something like me to have that one hit you. He hung up. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's good. What is Georgia doing, you guys? Why is this such a blow up? Somebody tell me what's happening in the game. What is going on? Why is this a blowout? Andrew, what's going on? You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, John?
Nothing. Hey,
how
Eric,
are you, man?
Eric, I got you next. 419 on the line. I got a couple 419s. I think I could get through these. We're moving faster today. I'm happy. Good job, group. We're moving it along. Andrew, I know you've heard everything and soaked all this in. What is the appropriate perspective to take after this game?
Well, hey, I totally agree. Or excuse me, I'll back up. I say I totally understand where you're coming from. I mean, this offense is not a finished product, right? I mean, you can't come out of this game saying, "Hey, we played a great offensive game." But I do think, dude, I do think most of the callers are being a little doom and gloom. Jesus, Milbrow just took it to the house again. Like, wow, unbelievable.
Wow.
But, that guy's see, like, running quarterback does work if you've got 4.5 speed. But what I will say is that I look at this game as a total positive. Louisville beating Louisville, because I actually was really surprised by how good that football team was, because I thought, oh geez, if we're gonna lose, it's gonna be like an implosion type game or something like that.
Yeah.
And instead, I think we got a really good football team. Like, they made mistakes, no doubt about it. They turned the ball over, but that's a well-coached football team. Like, Brom is, I mean, it's pretty hard to say who's a better play caller than Jeff Brom. He was dialing up some sick ass plays. And then number two, that guy Ron English knows what he's doing. And then I was shocked. Were you not shocked at how good Louisville's front seven was? Like, their defensive line was sick, dude. Like, they were almost as good as Texas A&M, maybe as good. So I think there's a silver lining here. It's like, do I agree with you that our offense is a very serious work in progress? Absolutely. But I think that I think this what I would say is this win if Marcus Freeman goes on a big run and actually wins a bunch of games in a row, this win will age like wine, because I think that Louisville, especially in the ACC this year, because I don't think the ACC is very good. I think Louisville is actually one of the better teams in the ACC, maybe like a competitor against Miami, because they're well coached. Their front seven is really, really good. Great play calling. And were you not impressed by that quarterback? That guy was throwing some dimes.
Dude.
I think this was actually a good win.
Andrew, the one where he changed his arm slot into the back of the end zone and threw that sidearm line drive, leading his guy perfect right into the back of the end zone, was just absolutely a thing of beauty. And then I'm thinking also about some of the throws the Northern Illinois guy made in these tight windows. It's like something where when you play at Notre Dame, man, you just do some really good. You just let it all hang out and play your best, man. I was impressed with that guy. All 25 years old of him.
Yeah, like I'm not going to pretend to know that guy's career other than that he was at one time well thought of. So, and then the other thing would be that if Jeff Brom wants these, and I think that you've got to take note of this guy. But I was super impressed by him. I mean, he definitely made some mistakes. There's no doubt about it. Like, he missed some open guys, but he was really an interesting quarterback. Like, I think that he'll probably be the best quarterback that we've faced all year. So
yeah.
So like, listen, I'm not sugarcoating this. This is not a finished product. We are a week by week team. That's why it's like, I sort of, and I'm not criticizing you at all, John, but
that's a really good way to put it, by the way. It's a good way to put it. Yeah, go ahead though. I want to hear you criticize me. Go ahead.
No, I really am not criticizing you, but like, because it's like very tempting to talk about playoff. Like, how could we compete against Alabama and Georgia? I think the short answer to that is like, we can't compete against those. I think those guys would kick our ass, to be honest with you. But like, I think that to get ahead of ourselves is ridiculous. Like, we've got like, we literally have to go on a 10 game winning streak.
That's fair.
To make the playoffs.
Yeah,
so
fair.
Like, don't even think about the playoffs. Like, and I think that like, I'm
okay, but wait. Now wait.
Yeah.
Let me flip this on you. Wouldn't you be mad at me being like, John, where are you backing off your Freeman? It's year 3. You got to make the playoff for it to be a successful year, whatever. Like, wouldn't you give me a hard time? If I went that angle, and now you're saying like that shouldn't be the goal. Like, are we just conceding that now? Because I don't want to do that.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Actually, that's why, like, I think I've surprised a lot of people. I'm much more positive than a lot of the like turncoats on Freeman. It's like I'm not ready to give up on the season. I'm a week by week guy, and so
yeah,
I'm not ready to talk about the playoffs.
Survive in advance. You got to get there. Yeah, survive in advance.
So far down the line, it's like we're the, like, I brought this up. Like, we're the Boston Red Sox. We're down 3 games to nothing. You got to win each game. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
remember
fair.
In 2004 when they had to do that's where we're at. So it's like, to think about winning a championship or making a playoff right now is ridiculous. Like, I'm watching Clemson, Stanford. Clemson like smoking Stanford, but they actually have some talent. So like, if we sleepwalk against Stanford, they could beat us. They're better than Northern Illinois is. So it's like, it's literally a week by week situation.
Yeah, I think the week by week thing is a really fair characterization of kind of where the fan base is. I think that's beautifully said. Actually, you're sitting there and you know what you think the team's capable, looking pretty good, but you're not sure if you're always going to get it. I'm totally with you on that week by week. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you have a bunch of calls, so I'll leave on this. I think like let's talk about something positive about this win. What's positive is Marcus Freeman walked out of Notre Dame Stadium, a day game that Goolsby talked about how it could be so sleepy.
Yeah, walked
out of a day game win against a extremely well coached team.
Yep.
Like Brom, that guy. I it's like funny because I went to Rutgers, and I think Greg Schiano is a great coach, and I've always, even though I'm a Rutgers guy and I love that he's the coach, I always felt like, man, that guy deserved a shot to maybe coach like a better team than Rutgers in college football. Like, that guy Brom probably deserves a chance, almost like a Kalen DeBoer, like deserves a chance to coach a team that's more talented than Purdue or Louisville. That guy's a hell of a coach. That defensive coordinator is a hell of a coach. And then they clearly did a hell of a job in the transfer portal. That defensive line was ridiculous. So I've always thought that Freeman is sort of a lightweight coach, but he got a win against a really good coaching staff and a good D line. So you win in advance. Like you make adjustments over this bye week, and hopefully they look really much better and ready to go for Stanford. So I think that Notre Dame fans, regardless if you're anti-Freeman or pro-Freeman, hey, enjoy this win. It's a good win. Did we blow them out? Absolutely not. Did our offense look great? Absolutely not. But you got a good win. So take it. Don't beat yourselves up. So.
There you go. I like that. And you know what I'm looking forward to, Andrew, man? It's like I get a week off next week, man. Good. That's going to feel to be able to watch some football and not have content obligations and just watch. Like, it's like my big break of the year, man. So I need the bye too, just to be able to watch some football like I used to, maybe drink a couple big cold ones during it. It'll be good. It'll be healthy for me, man. And we'll have a bunch of content up all week, and I know you'll be around for it. Andrew, thanks for always being here.
Hey, thanks for the time, John.
Have a good one, buddy. Take care, man. Andrew's a longtime guy. He's always around everything. $10 holler from Jose. White smoke coming from Notre Dame Stadium with the passing game that's finally clicking. Despite Michigan winning without a passing game, I feel we are now better positioned to win at the Coliseum. Oh, we got a lot of time left to go there. We got a lot of time to see what that Coliseum situation's like right after the holiday. Thanks for the donation. $5 holler from Brendan. If Notre Dame goes 11-1, they don't want to see them in the playoffs. 10-2, then a bowl game win against top 25 and look to next year. I'm not sure a 10-2 team Notre Dame gets in the playoff this year with one of those losses being what it is. I'm not sure. $5 holler from my main man, Martinez. Johnny, you're the man, bro. No other platform gives us a voice. I appreciate it, man. Even though that one guy yelled at me. No, I'm just kidding. It's all good. That's what we're here for. 419 coming up. And then, Steven, I got you after that 3-2-1. What's going, and everybody else too, what's going on, 419?
Man, what the hell did I just watch today, John?
You tell me, man. You tell me. I see a lot of positives in it, and I'm also worried about the big picture. I see both sides. What do you see? Tell me what you see about ND.
Look, every caller that was on tonight, I feel everything that they're saying. Look, the good, the bad. Look, I feel all y'all. Let me just say that first. Because what I see on the field, the way our defense play, and then the offensive weapons that we have, we are a better team, and we're struggling just because of this quarterback. And I'm tired of it. And I'm like, okay, you did pay for this man.
Yep.
But I'm like, hey, it's okay to say you messed up. Because I feel like the other three quarterbacks are capable of winning these games very easily. Very easily. Yeah, our players might have came out a little whatever against NIU. They might have hung out that night. But they still would have won that game with a competent quarterback.
Now, let me ask you this. I got to ask a tough question. This is going to be a really tough one. I need the truth, man. So given the resources and everything that you know with Riley Leonard, Notre Dame went after him. Notre Dame went and gave him a bunch of money. They anointed him the starting guy, whatever. I just don't see them changing unless there's an injury. Like, I just don't I wouldn't, they're not going to go into the bye after a big win over Louisville and then come out with the new quarterback. Like, I don't think you're going to get what you want the rest of the year without injury. And they probably figure, we got an offensive line that's banged up. Having a mobile guy that can run is going to help us the most. Like, I don't know what you think's going to happen. I don't think it's going to change the rest of the year unless he gets hurt. Do you?
I don't know. I'm just up in the air, man. You just never know what will happen. Like, if you insert another quarterback, you never know what will happen. But I love my team. I just want them to do good. And I just see a better team win today. I didn't see a better coaching scheme. I just seen a better team win today. And I love Notre Dame. But we just have a better team than Louisville this year. And we outlasted them this year.
Yeah.
Last year, we got outcoached. So this year, we won because we have a better team than them, period. But that's what I hate, because we're wasting it. When I know we have a national championship type of caliber defense. Offensive weapons are good enough to get us deep in the playoffs, and y'all wasting it on this quarterback that's suspect. I don't want to look down on Riley, but I just want to.
But I just think even if you didn't
That's
have
all. I don't want to sit here and say Riley this, Riley that.
Yeah.
I don't want to look. He's on Notre Dame's roster, so I'm going to support you. I support everybody that's on Notre Dame roster. But come on, man. We come on, man. These receivers are going to get tired of blocking after a while.
Yeah.
They're going to get tired. We want some action too. They want action just like the running backs do. So
yeah,
I'm like, somehow, some way, they need to figure it out. I don't know if they need to do a 2-quarterback system. I don't know. All I know is I love this team, and this defense is playing their heart out. And I'm like, we can't keep wasting this. We can't keep wasting this, man.
Yeah,
we can't keep doing it.
All right. Well, hey, we saved the season this week, and now you could get to the bye, see if you could get healthy and kind of reconfigure some of that offense and get your legs back under you. You're still in the hump, but you got to continue to get a lot better, man. I don't think you're seeing a change at that quarterback unless there's an injury. They're too committed to the cause, and they like his ability to run with the suspect O-line. I just think that's the circumstances.
Yeah. I think you're right, John, because when Raleigh got hurt today and Jelly came in,
he was one play. It was one.
I can't even lie.
Yeah.
Man. I got a little excited.
And you only got one out of it. You only got one out of it, and then he ran right back off.
I don't like nobody being hurt. Yeah, I don't like nobody being hurt, but I wanted to see him be out for a couple of plays. Let me see if Angelique can get one of his passes to these receivers.
Hey, I'm with you, man. But hey, Notre Dame got the win we needed, and you're still alive. And
we got the win.
Get into this bye and get healthy, and maybe some of my hair will grow back over 2 weeks without Notre Dame, and then we'll see what's up against Stanford. Anything on the way out, man? Thanks for touching base.
Nah, man. Just want to say go Irish, man. Love you all, man. Everybody, stay optimistic, even though it might look bad. And stay optimistic. I love your show, John. I'll never stop listening to your show.
Oh, thank you.
And just, we just, man, Notre Dame is it's a hot mess. But stay optimistic, y'all, and everybody have a good night.
Have a good one.
Everybody have a good night.
There you go. And thanks for the donation, man. I really appreciate you. He's a nice guy. I like touching base with him, man. Steven, what's going on? If you're on hold, I'm going to get to you. We're moving through these calls good tonight. I got a handful left, and then I'm going to start writing articles. If you're on the line, hold, and we'll go from there. What's going on? 3, 2, 1. Let's have a little fun.
What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? Hey, thanks for giving me a call. It's been a while. According to it looks like it's been almost an exact year. What is going on?
Well, okay, so props to my wife, Heather Ann. She donated $20 to you. She puts up with me on every Notre Dame game, and then she'll go out for like 5 hours. And then, like today, she went out and got her nails done. And, look, we won today. That's as Ric Flair likes to say, the bottom line is we won.
Yep.
It wasn't pretty. The run defense bothered me.
Yeah.
So we can all agree on that. The run defense bothered me, but the talent that I see on defense is there's so much potential there. I'm happy. Now, Riley Leonard he's gotten better with the deep ball. He's thrown it a little bit more, him and Denbrock. Now, they got a bye week. And first of all, let me also say, I love what you're doing. And I thank God for what you're doing, because there are a lot of Notre Dame fans out. I've been in Notre Dame. My first Notre Dame game was Ara Parsegian's last game when they beat Alabama. Once upon a time, folks, we owned Alabama. Anyway, so that was my first Notre Dame introduction. So, but what we're doing now, it's a process, and I drank a lot of bourbon today, John. Sorry.
Good.
Sorry.
Good.
So we got a week off. We got the bye week. Now, next week, the next game,
we can't win 17-14 against Stanford. I know I don't like Stanford like you do. I remember the smirk.
Yep.
I get it. We got to beat Stanford by 35.
Smirk from the jerk. It pissed me off. You know what pissed me off? He was done coaching Stanford when he beat us that lot. He was checked out. The guy quiet quit. He was totally done, and he had a horrible team, and he was running out the clock till the end of the year. And then his last time at Notre Dame, he beats us. I'll never get over it, Steve. It's going to bother me till I croak in this chair.
Dude, I'm right there with I'm 56, and I'm right there with you. I agree 100%. But we got to go. They got to clean some stuff up. It was a sloppy game, but we won, and that's the bottom line. And Louisville, I want Louisville to win the ACC.
Yeah,
I want Texas A&M to win the SEC title. I want USC to win the Big Ten title. Probably not going to happen, but the bottom line is that helps us in the long run. And I wanted to get these points across because I don't know how many callers you have left. I don't want to take too much time. I think the world of you. I'm down in Florida. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm a Subway alumni guy. And I want to thank you for everything that you do. And go Irish. And let's go out, in 2 weeks. Let's beat the snot out of Stanford and send them back packing in Southern California or Northern California, whatever the hell it is.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. Thanks for the donation. Thanks for always being around. And also, you're pretty good on Twitter too, man. I like a lot of the stuff you put on Twitter. And
I appreciate the fact that the fact that you actually follow me on Twitter. I'm honored because you have such a following and what you've done for the brand, your brand. God bless. And I'm going to hang up now. And Georgia sucks. I'm like, they're down 28-0 now, so I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Ooh.
But have a great night. Go Irish, and let's run the table, and we'll get in the playoffs.
I love it.
Let's roll the dice.
See what you can do, man.
There are some things to clean up. Absolutely. I think Freeman. I'll say this: little by little, Freeman's getting a little more angry. He's seen some stuff that's ticking him off.
Maybe that's good.
He's yelling
Maybe
at
that's
players
good.
more.
Maybe that's the best thing for him.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
All right, brothers.
Have a good one, man. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate the kind words. You got a good Twitter account there, and you're loyal to the show. And I really do appreciate that. 419, Mark, what's going on? Really, really good to see you and the wife last week, Mark. I got a 559, an 804, and a 603. You're all coming up next. Then I'm going to write articles. Mark, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, great calls tonight.
Mark, I got it. Mark, listen, I value your opinion so much, Mark. I need you to parse this out for me, man. What is the right way to look at where we're at right now? I know the way you think, and I value it. I want to know what you think.
Well, I'm always too negative, and kind of after not knowing how good we are, this is kind of one of those few games on the schedule that can really show something. And they kind of showed me next to nothing. And it was a frustrating game to watch. The offense still, leaves a lot to be desired. The second quarter, we had 10 yards. We're I think I saw 2 for 10 on third downs. And then multiple chances to capitalize and put the game away. They can't do it. I like the caller earlier was commenting on the lack of creativity. And, with Love, they keep running him between the tackles. And his strength is speed. And the 4th and 2 call, everybody knew Leonard was going to run that out of the shotgun.
Yep.
Everyone knew that was coming. And now, they got this new version of the dink and dunk where they have all these designed rollouts for these 3, 4, 5 yard passes. And, my biggest takeaway, we have the highest paid offensive coordinator, biggest drive of the game. They come up with 2 quarterback runs, and then whatever that third down was, it was almost looked like a broken play. And, just no sense of urgency on offense.
I got to ask.
And 3 of our scoring drives, we had 3 of our scoring drives were 53 yards, 4 yards, and 6 yards.
Yeah.
We had 2 long drives, and then we benefited from field position. That's not impressive.
Mark, how did you react when we
impressive
fumbled
offense.
how did you react when we fumbled the opening kickoff?
Yeah.
Dude, it's just like
Yeah,
you sit there and you go, I'm basing my whole life and my whole week and my whole fall around this. Like, and it's just, and here we go again. And right away, the worst possible thing that happens, we do. It's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, it's almost to be expected anymore.
Oh,
But
man.
like in summary, like this just isn't good enough still. I mean, I'm like everybody else. I'm happy to get the win, but I think the only reason we're all nitpicking and kind of bitching about things is we want the best for the remainder of the season.
It's a good point.
Or
It's coming.
A win's a win,
dude. It's kind of like your parents were like, they, even if you're doing okay, they want more for you, right? Like they want you to do better. And it's like out of love, not disrespect. It's just like, I think you're capable. I think all of this is capable of being in a little bit of a different level. And I want to see it get there, like that kind of thing.
Right. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope this is good enough to keep winning all the games. I just, I'm always a little too negative and always look at worry about everything. But also the videos online of the players getting separated on the field after the game. Like I think it kind of looked ugly, but maybe that's a good sign that they're a little fired up, ticked off.
You know what I think? You know what I think is I could use a little bit of that attitude. Like I could absolutely use a little bit of that fight and a little bit of that attitude, and having a couple guys that aren't choir boys and have an edge to them. I think that'd be good. And if Freeman's going to coach pissed off, I think that might be good too.
Yeah. Yep. So that's all I got, but great call tonight and great chat.
Appreciate you, Mark. I really appreciate you. We had a good time last weekend at the tailgate. It was really nice seeing you and the wife, man. You guys are nice people. Thanks for coming again.
Yeah, later. Bye.
Have a good one. Oh, Mark's a good guy. Mark's been around a long time. 559, you're up on the line. What's going on, baby?
What's up, John? This is me, Luis, giving you a call. I don't know why you guys are all down and all this, thinking like we're in the playoff, but we're out of the playoff. Let's enjoy this win. Wins don't come easy. They come with pain and suffering.
That's
what Notre Dame is lately. Enjoy every moment of it because it's not often we win a game like this. Was it pretty? Hell no. Am I satisfied with the? Hell no. Do we need to improve? 2S? Yes. You know what I mean? I can't say what I want to say, but I'm gonna keep it professional.
This is a good point. This is a good point, man. Yeah, you're taking the high road, and like Brian Kelly said, it's hard to win. Winning is hard, baby.
Yeah, I'll give Brian Kelly that. It's hard to win, especially when you have a new coach, and obviously there's some nuance and some learning lessons and some kind of gut wrenches. But we cannot turn Jelly. Get over with that. And I already told you, our future is Carr. Stop it. Future is Carr. Let's ride it out with Leonard. If he gets hurt, then that's on him. Oh, baby Jesus, thank you very much for miracles. But if it don't happen, baby Jesus will take care of him. Whatever it is, let's ride with Leonard. Enjoy this win, guys. Stop complaining, man. We sound like some, I don't know, man. We don't sound right when we're like, oh, we could be doing this. We're not. It is what it is. Let the guy improve. I saw some great things. I'm glad he hit the guys open. Aren't you happy with that? At least he hit the guys that were open. He couldn't do that last week.
Yeah.
I'm seeing improvement. And man, face on that boy. Did you see that? He said, wah, and broke that fool's ankle. Man, I was so excited for that. I was like, that's my boy right there. Get it. We're going to get it, guys. Like, come on, man. We gotta back up our team, guys. You know, with all this sour plus stuff, man, because to be honest with you, we sound like some petty ass people, bro. Like, we're not even happy with the win. Really? Against a number 15 team in the country right now? Like, I don't care if they're going to be ranked at the end of the year. I don't care about that. Right now, at this present moment, they were 15. And we won.
That's a good point. It is a
Going
really,
on, guys.
dude, you are totally right though. They are an undefeated top 15 team that's very, very well coached, and they beat your ass last year and you won that game. That is a big, big win and a good quality program win for Notre Dame. And any of my worries about the bigger picture or the playoff or whatever for today, they did a great job doing what they needed to do against an undefeated top 15 program who's really well coached. Good job.
Yeah, good job. Exactly. There you go. That's what I want to hear, John. You know, I love when you smile, my boy. I don't like seeing you all down like that, bro. That's not how I started calling your show. I call your show because you're upbeat. I love your passion. I understand your concerns. We all have our concerns.
Yeah.
But for right now, guys, enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's just it is what it is, guys. Enjoy it.
Oh, you're
But yeah,
right.
we are a week-to-week team. We're going to the bye. I'm pretty sure, Nat, and you know what? That last tackle, I saw that boy starting to get it. He's starting to get into it. So is Leonard. And so is everybody else. Now, Jadarian Price, boy, you let me down when you fumble, boy. They put you on the bench for a reason, boy. You better start carrying that ball the way you should. And look at our young guys. They're stepping up. Our young guys are stepping up, and we are one step away from really derailing the team by injuries. Let's keep it real. All right, it started like that, and it's turning like that. We need to. And another thing too, enough with this artificial turf. Enough. Get back to the grass and play what Notre Dame football stadium used to be, grass. And get the fans on the field. I really don't like that tunnel because I'm a traditional guy. Like, I like the way everybody comes down that tunnel when you see that opponent. Oh, we're going to come and get you. And you take that intensity out of the game already when you have that thumb tunnel. I want to see the guy. Yeah, I can't wait to see you on the field because I'm going to run all over you, number 18, number 20, 25. Watch it. I'm going to hit you so hard your mama's going to feel it. I want to hear all that from our team, man. We're over there being junior Boy Scouts. And how's it going? Did you like the tour? Nah. This is Notre Dame football. You're in my stadium. You're going to get your butt run down. That's the attitude that we should have each and every day. And Marcus Freeman, you're starting to look like that coach. Boy, coach those kids up. When you're mad, get at them. When you're pissed off, get at them. When they make a mistake, bench them. That's how it should be. I understand you have to write it with Leonard because there's a higher up, and nobody wants to talk about it. You know that Notre Dame will win a national champion when they decide to win. It's not our coach. There's a lot more political stuff that people are not saying, and I do want to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it a buck. This has been going on for a very long time, and you all know it. So if you guys are going to call out the dumb stuff that's going on, then you need to start calling out the higher-ups that are making these dumb decisions. Because honestly, he really didn't want Dan Brock, and he really didn't want our defensive coordinator. They were chosen for him. They asked him to go after these people. The one that he wanted, all of a sudden, we have no budget. Or we couldn't meet his budget or his buyout. Man, come on, man. Let's stop the BS. If you're going to keep it a buck, let's keep it a buck. Stop lying to the fans on that area. That's one thing that I want. That to be very clear to everybody. All these other checks. Another reason I like about you is that you are allowing us fans also give you some pushback because you're the podcasters, and that fool wants to block everybody because he's the owner of that show. And that fool gets on my nerves when he does that stuff. Got good information. You have a good heart. You have good passion. And we love you, John. Just keep it up. Just don't be too much illustrated. You know what I mean? Come in and be a little bit down because that's not what we should be. We should be proud of this team. These kids we have a lot of young kids.
That's true.
A lot of young kids are showing our seniors how to play football.
That's true.
And those seniors are looking like, they're looking over their shoulders like, oh, hell no. This kid hasn't skipped to his step. Let me put my skip to my step. And you know what I mean? And we got that competitive going. We're going into the bye, guys.
God,
let's regroup. Let's get healthy. And let's go out to Stanford. We got Stanford now, boys. Stanford ain't no Sissy Lala. You know what I mean? They're pushing back. You know what I mean? They're not going to let you get their cookies away and sell them for them. They want to sell their own cookies for them. You know what? Let's go grab their cookies. Let's go to the cookie jar and take that cookie away from them. You know what I mean? Like this is Notre Dame. I'm going to take it because I want to take it. That's what I want to see from our team, my boy. Thank you, John. Yes, we're good. Well, my friend, I think I said too much.
Have a good weekend, man. Take it easy. Take a breath over the bye, will you? Take a breath over the bye. Oh, my God. 6:03, you're talking to me. 8:04 is going to end the show next. 6:03, what's going on?
Hey, I just listened to that call, and I think the tunnel has a history. There were fights in the tunnel back in '88, Natalia and Lou in '89. The administration told Lou, you can't have any fights or either they're going to let go.
he had to lower the boom, and that really tamped down the team.
Give me a break.
There was a lot of fighting.
You know what? Hey, do you know any football team?
It's administration. It's hamstring.
Seriously, do you know any pro or college football team that ever won anything that mattered with all choir boys on the team? You need a little edge. This is football. This is not basket weaving. This is football. You need an edge.
Absolutely. We could have beat Miami in the Orange Bowl, but Lou was hamstrung because they couldn't stick out. They couldn't show their true personality, their true fight, because Miami was intimidating them down there in '89. We could have won with Tony Rice, back there. But, the administration wants choir boys, and he didn't let Lou did bring a lot of fighting Irishmen, a lot of tough kids from Chicago, the Zorich kind of guys from Chicago Public League. He had a whole bunch of guys who played angry. And I think the Marcus Freeman, the Texas A&M Marcus Freeman is the one that we want, that the guys want. And he needs to bring out a version of that guy.
Yeah. I like
every day. He's playing. He looks like, when you watch him, he's kind of looks annoyed, like he's like something's bothering him, like he pulled a muscle in his back. He's coaching annoyed, and he's got to project more confidence and inspiration on the sideline. The sideline demeanor matters. When you watch these other, like Lou, or even Era. Era was all fire and brimstone. He was firing people up, and maybe he's doing it, but this is not. Is probably my biggest difference with you is this is not year 3 for him. This is year 1, and I blame this on Captain Jack. They give him that shitty, that offensive person. He's had. Now he's got his dream team. Like a fine dinner, you got to let this cook, because these guys have not all worked together and figured each other out. And the players, to your point earlier, I think about Riley, they've only been, he's really hadn't had an opportunity to coach him because he's been injured.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to expect his development. We're seeing it now in the season, but he's a 1-year rental, and we got to get back to our quarterback room. It's gone. We cannot have days where the opposing quarterback outplays ours.
Yep.
And he can throw deep shots, and our guy struggles with that. If you go back to the one pass where he threw, the runner stopped his route to catch the ball because he didn't lead the receiver. That was the wide open one late in the game that ended up with the winning. We had the winning score, the last score we had. If you remember that pass, and we're giving him a lot of credit, but you cannot expect receivers to stop holding their route, wait for the ball to get you. We're lucky he was so wide open. And, to your point, better teams are not going to let him have a wide open route like that, and he's got to throw a ball where the receiver's got to stop. We're not. We love Notre Dame, and I think they're on the way. They're getting there. But I think I do think your earlier caller had said that there's a lot of talent on this team that is being held back by just the scheme and and Riley's inability to make downfield shots. He needs a fix. Obviously, everybody knows he needs to fix that, but it's going to hurt. I can see how it may hurt recruiting if he doesn't start getting some shots and getting these guys involved. And I can see how, receivers. Okay, if you're a receiver, do you want to come to Notre Dame? Maybe for Deuce, but the quarterback room has got to get out there. As much as I like Riley, and Jelly can throw that, and he's got wiggle. If you have a guy who can make deep shots, he could throw on the run. That pass that Louisville thrower made?
Yep.
And he made that sidearm throw? Angelic can do that. We've seen him do that.
Man, that was a good pass. Man, that was pretty. Getting down into that slot and leading the guy sidearm, that was a thing of beauty, man.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. And you know what else?
Angelic can do that.
Yeah, I just don't see it. It's not in the cards, man. Unless there's an injury, they're not going to turn on all this and admit they were wrong, flush the money down the toilet. And a lot of this, they want to base it on him running the ball, and you won't be able to do that as much if it's Angeli. He has wiggle, but he's not a natural runner the way this guy is. I just don't see anything changing unless there's an injury. I want to go back to when you were talking about having some attitude and some mean guys and all that kind of stuff. Here's what I like. I feel like some of the younger players on Notre Dame's team are the ones that show a lot of that attitude, especially defensively. Yep. I do. I feel like there's a little bit of that attitude and a little bit of that extra a little bit of that extra that comes with some of those young guys. They play tough, and I like that. I'm encouraged.
And if that's the case, and I think it is, you're seeing a lot of attitude, then you got to give credit to Marcus because he's recruiting the right guy for us. Not an RKG, but he's given us the right kind of winner, because he's played, he knows from his Ohio State days, you got to play with anger. You cannot play this like a choir boy. He didn't grow up being a Notre Dame fan. It's a blood sport almost. And he's more from that genre, and I think he's bringing that where you got to give everything and be out there. The indisciplined stuff, I think he'll grow into himself as a coach. When Jack hired him, I still think it was a good idea, but he needs to cook. He knew that Marcus Freeman is going to take some time, but when you surround him with the supporting cast that's now the dream team, you got to be patient. Look at what Michigan waited. Look at how patient they were with Harbaugh. Harbaugh had everything he could, he had everything he could ask for. And it took him a while to figure it out. He got the right quarterback.
Yeah.
And I understand, who was it? Nick, whatever his name is, he would have walked to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
If they had offered him, I had heard that.
You got the right and most importantly, they got the right lower level recruiting staffer that did a really good job on the sidelines too.
Yeah. And look, power run game.
Yeah, you can't take that away from. They ran the ball. They ran the ball like 31 times in a row against Penn State last year, and Penn State knew they were going to do it and still couldn't stop it. It is the highest level of football there could be when you can run it down somebody's face and they know it's coming and can't stop it. Oh, that turns Johnny Boy on. Oh, that turns me on. I love it. Oh, that's so sexy to me, man, to be able to, we're going to run it. We know you're going to run it, and you ain't going to be able to do a damn thing about it. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. Woo.
Yeah,
baby.
We have the ability to do that if we could scheme these runs. It bothered me that a good defense can get tricked with misdirection and delays. A draw, run a draw. It'll slow down that rush. And even coaches before knew that, and somehow either there's a reluctance to call that. Call it draw. Call it like a couple more screens where you're getting some misdirection.
Yeah, I like that.
We tried it once and it scores a touchdown. And that's the only time you call it. I mean, that would have suckered Louisville's defense. And these guys get paid a lot of money to figure this out. And there's some reason why they're not calling misdirection on these great pursuit defenses. And it just floors me.
Man, I'm with
Brian
you.
Kelly used to do that.
Dude, that is the greatest way to offset like either a good defensive front and a combination of you struggling at O-line is all that misdirection stuff and getting people going one way and go back the other way. Like you could do a lot of that stuff. And I wish they would do a little more of it. Anything else, my friend? Thanks for the call. Looks like it's been a year since you called. I'm glad you jumped back in the mix.
Yeah, I'm still going through. I go back to my Frank Leahy book, and so I was watching a Clemson game from '77. It was an ugly win. It's very reminiscent of some of these. That was a title year. They went down to Clemson. They got beer cans thrown at them. When you ask Montana and those guys, they struggled. Yep, we struggled with an ugly win. It wasn't pretty, but they got out of there with a W. And this is just one of those games. So the future, the future can be bright for this team. If Riley keeps making practice, to your point, if they get the bye week, let him cook. Maybe let Dan Brock work with him. This is a great chance for him to actually work with them when they're not under threat of a game, a do or die game. He can relax a little bit, work on some things. He has progressed. He has gotten better. When you look at him at Texas A&M and then look at him now, there is progression, for him. So anyway.
Yep. Hey, man.
That's all I have.
We got the win we needed to get. Now you get into the bye and we see what you could do on the back end of this. I don't know, man. Good day though. Good day. And it beats the hell out of going into this bye with a loss and you're done. So you saved this season. Good job. Hey, thanks for calling again, man. Call again soon. Okay.
All right. Will do.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
All right,
really appreciate it. Nice guy. Good caller. John, it was one pass. Like Riley is not throwing the ball. Listen, man, this is just, it's very, very hard to separate. Here's the other thing I'm going to admit. It's very, very hard for me to separate frustrations with the Notre Dame offense for a bunch of years, not blending into the specifics of why it's frustrating this year. And I admit I struggle with that. Like, I don't feel like, in the Kelly era too, the defense was really good and the offense held us back. And you're just sick of that. And it's hard for me to like just look at this year in a vacuum and not consider. Well, 804 is going to be the last caller of the show. We do have a bunch more callers. Unfortunately, I got to record another show. I have articles that are on a deadline I got to get to, so I got to tighten it up. So this is going to be the last one for the day. 804, what's going on?
Hey, Johnny, how you doing? I've watched this game and I've kind of seen it, and I'm just first and foremost like I love the team. I love Notre Dame. I love everything it stands for, and I just think that like it's just really like upsetting and upsetting people being happy that our starting QB getting hurt is a good thing. Because I'm sorry, like I really love Riley Leonard, and I know that this team can win just because he's not Trevor Lawrence. Like I genuinely that not every quarterback, like Brian Kelly has lost every opening game at LSU since he's been there. I mean, I don't understand what I'm sorry. Like if people think that what Alabama did, winning all those years, is what was going to happen, or that's what's going to be like no, that's not what's going to happen. Like that's not what it looks like. Like we played an elite team today because we're an elite program. Like not every game. If people want to win and see a guy throw for 350 yards against every bum school, then I'm sorry. Then they just need to get a new team and go to a different program, because that's not what it's like. Because these teams, like in the SEC, with these little minor colleges, with these little like they're farm schools for these bigger schools anyway. We're going to win out, and it's going to be easy because I'm sorry. Like I know I saw against Purdue, we tied and went second for a record under Marcus Freeman. Like there is no way anybody's going to tell me just because Ian Book didn't lose in the regular season, or because Brian Kelly didn't lose in the regular season and lost every big game. Like we destroyed USC. Like we beat USC. People have trap games. And again, by Christmas, after this break and this bye, there's a lot of teams that are going to have 2 losses and 3 losses, and they're going to be exposed. And we're still going to be the better team.
Ooh.
And because we're more dynamic and athletic. We are.
Man, I like this. Like a war of attrition, and we just keep battling one week at a time, and then you survive at the end.
Like look at the SEC now. Like Tennessee's perfect. Like Georgia's going to lose to Tennessee. Like I'm sorry. Like even with Freeman, we can't have people fighting. If our starters punch somebody in the alley and break their hand and lose, and I'm sorry, with our offensive line, Steve Angeli's not athletic. If he gets out there, he's going to get sacked. And here's what's going to happen. If he gets sacked and he gets hurt and he doesn't win because he doesn't look like Trevor Lawrence or because he doesn't look like Joe Burrow, we're going to want Marcus Freeman fired.
Yeah, it's...
And then people are going to have an issue with... And then some people especially, it's going to be like, is it because they're not Catholic? Because it's still about Jesus at the end of the day. Point blank, period.
Oh man!
And we win together, and that's what it's about.
It is
that's
indeed.
What it's about with these golden domes. And if there are players, if there are students who think that they can do better, continue to this win, they can get off of Twitter, and they have the privilege to go out there and put on a golden dome and play.
Man, I'm with you.
That's what it's about.
Man, I'm with you. I like this energy.
When we went out and we beat USC, because all these other teams and all these other programs who are only for money to transfer to somewhere else. When you come into Notre Dame and you look people in the eyes and you know when you see Jesus and you go in the door, you know what he's done. For every single one of you, you come up and you play for Jesus, you know what it's about. So we can't be saying we're happy that quarterbacks we don't like get hurt, because we like, no, when we won and when we win out and when we win playoff games and we win another playoff game after that, it's not going to be some fluke. It's because that's who we are.
Man, that's some
It
deep
is
stuff.
Notre Dame. It's not some fluke. It's not some Brian Kelly thing. We saw Ian Book, most winningest QB in history. Guess what? It's for Notre Dame, and that's what it is. Brian Kelly, he validified a lot of teams. A lot of teams couldn't beat him. A lot of people wish they were Notre Dame. We went to guess what? We were a top 4 team when it was a 12-team playoff, and we're going to be a top 4 team again when it's a 12-program playoff, and a lot of people aren't going to like it. And then I'm going to need to remember the last 20-something years, how much has been watching fantasy football. It's not a video game. It's not going to be perfect. People are going to be throwing 96, 97% per game. No, this game is not. It's not a video game. You don't push A. You don't push B. You get in there. No, you're disciplined. You're not playing angry. You're focusing. You know, and where you are. You're outmaneuvering people. And whenever Marcus Freeman wins a Wiley Reddit friend, as a Notre Dame fan with that golden dome, if you like those golden jeans, if you got these jerseys on, you know it's not no fluke, because that's what God wanted to happen. There's not no luck when it comes on, because that's who God wanted to win.
Man, that is that's deep. That's a way to end a show,
Why is
man.
Notre Dame ranked high? Because God said so. That's right, because he plays you. And we go to Texas. We go to California. We don't stay in some division. We travel across the world. We'll go to Ireland, and we will beat you down.
Ooh.
And we will play you, and we will push you to that level.
Wow, man, that was a
And if you beat us, it's because God wanted you to beat us that day.
That's some deep stuff. That's some existential stuff there, man. Anything on the way out, my friend?
Lately, and that championship win is going to look beautiful.
Oh,
we beat Hollywood.
Man, I can't wait for that.
We're going to beat Stanford, and if it's ugly, so what? We were going to beat them anyway.
That's what we're going to do. Hey, man, I appreciate the call. Enjoy the win, and then relax over the bye, man. I need to relax. Relax over the bye with me, okay?
God country Notre Dame. And guess what? If it doesn't look like Alabama in 2014, who cares?
There you
They're
go.
gone anyway.
God country Notre Dame.
Bless you, John.
God bless you, my friend.
God
country Notre Dame. Woo, baby. You never know what you're going to get here, and the emotion is real. You never know what you're going to get here. The emotion is real. But I struggle when he starts talking about, like, God, when this happens, it's not luck. It's God did this or that. You know how many times I lit a candle at that grotto and said, let me have this one? And it's never happened. I don't think God cares about football that much. Oh, Chipster, I love you, man. I love you, Chipster. You're the man. Hey, listen, I want to thank all you guys just for being here, for donating, for calling, everything. And I'm telling you, we need the bye. And I'm going to look forward to the bye. And I'm going to relax and drink a couple beers and watch football like a normal person. And it's going to be really, really nice. I do not understand why the last 20 minutes of this show turned political, but I really so it's a good time to end it. Thanks for the donations. Rick is the big winner, the A&M guy with a $300 holler. I love that man. And I want to welcome him to Notre Dame Stadium next year, just because he's been so good to me. If he comes to town, I want to treat him the right way. Anyways, you guys are great. Thanks for the calls. Thanks for the chats. Thanks for the donations. I'm going to record a video for you guys to have first thing in the morning when you wake up. And I'm going to write a whole bunch of articles. It's going to be a long night for Johnny Boy. Enjoy the rest of football. Thanks for being a part of this ecosystem. I love you all. Take care.